All right, welcome back to Over the Line Podcast, episode 5. I'm your host, Brad. You can catch me on Twitter at BradTheRad7. Here with me are the classic co-hosts, Punk Walsh. You can catch him on Twitter at PunkWalsh94. Also, we got Kyle Brunet here. Catch him at Twitter at Kai Brunet. Guys, how we doing?
Going well, man. Going well. It's fucking awesome. Episode 5. It's going well. It's flowing well and everything. Sports are coming back, so can't go wrong with that, man.
That's it. I'm just happy. Our guests made it. Our guests fucking made it.
Finally, I get to introduce somebody that's worth an introduction. So without further ado, our special guest from Barstool Sports, blogger and content creator, host of Booze and Burgers, member of esports team The Hooligans, Glenny Balls.
Happy to be here, boys. I'm so excited.
Glenny, fucking welcome.
Like I was just telling you in my in the little pre-lobby we were in. I put out that tweet that actually did pretty well a few weeks ago. Some kid tweeted at me and said, he tweeted at me like a nice long message to do his podcast. And I was like, oh, that sounds nice, whatever. And I looked up, I saw a DM me like 3 years ago, calling like me like a fat fucking kill myself. So I was like, all right. So I tweeted that out. And then so many people asked me to do their podcast. And I didn't respond to many. But I saw one of you guys. I don't know which one it was.
This guy right here.
There you go. I saw the Twitter and I saw Montreal and I was like, this guy's a Montreal guy. I love Montreal. I'm doing the Montreal podcast. My favorite city in the world. So I'm doing the Montreal podcast.
There you go.
Let's go. Why is that Montreal? I mean, we have beautiful.
Why do you think? Why do you think?
The pubs, I guess. Beautiful women too, I guess.
But Montreal is my favorite city in the world, and I gotta say, I've never actually had too much fun at a bar in Montreal.
Oh, that's crazy.
I've never had too much fun at a bar. I need to I would just Google like best Montreal bars and go to like the touristy spots. You guys got to tell me like the good places to go in Montreal.
Dude, well, next time you're here, you're gonna have to let us know, and I'll bring you on a personal tour.
You guys seem like a good guys to go out with. I definitely will. Friggin'
absolutely.
Place I went to all the times I went when I was like younger, because that was why it was my favorite one. I'm friggin' 18. I could go up there and drink. I went to UAlbany for a few semesters, so we used to go to Montreal a few times. And we went to like Cafe Campus or some shit.
Cafe.
Yeah.
Cafe Campus.
That's why you didn't enjoy it too much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a different crowd there. I mean, depending what you're looking for, it's not terrible, but we got much better spots.
It's just such a great city. I love like going across the border, and then everything's just in French. It's just it's an amazing feeling. And then friggin' everyone speaks French. Like, the closer you're going to get to Europe. I've never been to Europe, but it's very Europe-y, like old Montreal and shit. So I'm a big fan of Montreal, and, of course, I like the strip clubs.
Hey, Chez Paris.
Fuck, we have enough of them.
I'm not a Chez Paris guy. I'm not a Wanda's guy. I'm a Club Downtown guy. Club Downtown has my lead.
Oh, hey, that's the bar we go to all the time.
I love – which bar?
McLean's Pub. Man, that's our spot.
Okay, I love Club Downtown. I'm a big Club Downtown guy.
Well, yeah, you're right around the corner there. Absolutely, it's not a terrible spot. I don't like those ones that are too fancy.
No, Chez Paris when I went, it was too much. It was like I know everyone's wanting tips, but it was like the security guards, the strippers, just all in your face over tips. And that's a bad vibe for me. I don't like that.
You're down $60 before you even see a girl dancing.
I'm happy to give the tip, but I hate when they like get at it for it. But I mean, yeah, every time I go, Club Downtown's a spot. I love Club Downtown and the casino too. I love going to Montreal Casino.
It's one of the nicest casinos I've been in. It's fucking beautiful.
It's also one of the only casinos I've been in that doesn't do free alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
We're not big time like that. You can get free orange juice, apple juice, and coffee. That's about it.
Orange juice.
Get your mixer in there. You're good, man. Don't worry.
Like, whenever I'm in Montreal, it's always nice to hit the casino at like 1, 2 in the afternoon, and then go back to the hotel, relax, nice dinner, and then go out. It's a great city. I love Montreal.
Beautiful. You can't go wrong with it. You've been here a lot of times, or it's?
I've been like 5 or 6 times probably.
There you go.
5 or 6. I got to go more. I haven't gone. The last time I went, you know that guy Kirill? Possibly. I went to one of his parties at some small club. I forgot where it was, and that was a great time. But that was the last time I was out there.
It's great to hear, man. Yeah, Montreal is beautiful. You can't go wrong with it. And living here is fantastic. So.
Yeah, next time you come out, we got to take you out.
Yeah, in like 2082 when we're allowed to go out again.
Yeah. We'll see if we open up.
How is the coronavirus stuff by you guys?
It's pretty heavy here, honestly. In Montreal, it's pretty bad. Mask everywhere. You can't go into any stores, public, transportation, anything like that. But we were getting fuck ton of cases. Like we were the highest place in Quebec for cases, but now it's we get what 100 a day or something like that, and that's
Something
like
small, yeah.
that's like a drop for us, so it's pretty good. I mean, we're not Florida or anything like that, but
Yeah, friggin' Florida's having a tough go of it.
yeah,
Not
hopefully you get that
surprising.
under control.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, and I mean, I'm in New York. We had our friggin' crazy times a few months ago, but now
Oh fuck
we're
yeah.
actually doing pretty damn good. Like
Yeah.
friggin' April, May, it's creepy. You just
Yeah.
drive around and everything, and like you just see like the highway signs. It's crazy. But yeah, whatever.
You're seeing Times Square looking like a ghost town at like probably for the first time ever.
Well,
so.
me, I mean, our office is in the city. I live on Long Island, so for the last 3.5, 4 years, I've been going to the city every day. I just randomly started working from home for 4 months. It was crazy. Like I wasn't in the island of Manhattan for months, which is
Yeah.
kind of nice. Kind of nice.
Do you prefer
Relaxing.
the home life or the office life?
Well, with an office like you guys, I don't know if you
Yeah, I
prefer-
mean, yeah, Barstool HQ is fucking pretty intense, but
It's very close because that's the thing. Like I said, whenever I worked at Barstool, I got hired literally like one of the first few weeks of the New York office when it first made. I was the first New York intern hired, so I've been going there, and it's fun. It's great. It's a lot of camaraderie and shit. Very fun. But like all the old school guys, they were working from home for years. Working from home is kind of nice. It's not. It's not the worst thing in the world.
Nah, definitely not.
And like me, I always say everybody at work, like pretty much 90% of the company is not from here. I'm one of the few people that like I live here. I'm from here. My whole life is here. So like my whole life is on Long Island. Like everyone asks me when are you gonna move to the city. I'm like I don't want to fucking move to the city. What do I got to move to the city for?
yeah.
Especially now. We moved to our new office a year ago. Our new office. Any of you guys ever been to New York?
Yep.
Yes.
So yeah. So New York is literally just like a grid, all the blocks and streets. So 29th and 7th is our new office. Penn Station is 31st and 7th. That's where I go in. Where literally, I could look at my office and see Penn Station. I mean, I could sit at my desk and see Penn Station. So I'm like, I'm never leaving again. I'm never moving to the city. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Well, it's that much easier to get there, so no reason to.
Absolutely.
There is one question that we all want to know is basically give us, I know you might not want to talk about it. People ask you all the time, but how did you first get started with Barstool? How did that whole thing?
I had like a weird story when I was at my interview, but actually getting the job was like the most like not easy. Not easy, but like normal way. I remember I was laying in my bed one night in like I think it was late August, like 2016, and I saw Erica tweet out that they're moving to New York. They moved to New York Labor Day weekend. They're moving to New York, and to apply to be an intern, I applied to be an intern. And then I remember I visited my friend who was on the Wake Forest football team at the time. I was down there. I got the email back, instantly ran to his dorm, grabbed his laptop, responded back to the email. And then they were like, okay. Asked me some questions. I forgot what they were. Like, how would you improve the company, blah, blah, blah. And then I got an interview 12:30 Friday, September 16th, 2016. I remember that date. Never forget it. And that was like legitimately the scariest day of my life. It'd be crazy. Like I was such a huge Barstool guy. I had all the merch, the flags, everything.
It's like us, yeah.
Like I remember freaking when I was in Albany. I hated Albany. I would fucking eat lunch in my dorm and like to watch Barstool videos all day. Like I was the biggest Barstool guy. And then our old office is well, actually before that, I had so I went to Baruch. That's where I was like, this is perfect. Our old office was on 27th and 5th, and Baruch was on 23rd and Lexington, which Lexington is to the east. And then Penn Station, which I commuted to every day, was 31st and 7th. So it was legitimately a straight diagonal, like a 10-minute walk each way. I was like, this is perfect. So the day of every Friday I had like a half-hour stupid fucking bullshit like recap class. I don't even know what it was. So I had to go in every day to school. And that Friday, my mom was like, all right, I'll drive you. I'll wait outside and I'll drive you to the interview because I was so nervous. So we did that. She drives me to the interview, keeps the car outside. I'm like, I know this is Barstool, something weird could happen. I was like, drive up the block. She did not drive up the block. So I go upstairs, and I had no idea. Like, the way I was being emailed, I thought it was like for like a business interview. And then the morning of, I'm looking at like the Barstool Snapchat, the Barstool Instagram, and it's like a content interview. Like Caleb's interviewing people, and I'm like, holy shit, I don't know this is what's happening. But I walk in terrified. Our old office, you get off the elevator opens into just the whole office, to everybody.
Fuck.
I remember like the weirdest, like KFC's right there. Dave's office is right to the right. I remember I made this weird eye contact with Feidelberg. I was holy terrified. Like it's like all the people you love are right there, legitimately right in front of you. So horrifying. And then Caleb's interviewing people, so I talked to Caleb, and Caleb doing like the dumb questions like he always does. He was like, "Oh, are you fast?" And I was like, "You know what? For my size, I am actually decently fast." So he brought me downstairs to make me run down the street, and my mom didn't move. So you could actually, if you look at that video, my mom's car is right there, and I'm like, "Holy shit! Is she gonna say anything?" Please no. Thankfully, she did not. Just watched her son run down the fucking street, and then Caleb was like, "Oh, I'm hiring you as my intern," and then it worked out. So the running part is weird, but just the regular like respond to email, get the interview was fine. But I mean, that day was so scary. And then they bring you into Dave, and bringing you into Dave is like,
Oh fuck!
I can't even describe to you that my heart was going at 10,000 beats. It was terrifying.
I would have had a stroke.
Yeah.
I would have
Dude,
had a stroke.
Well, that's
It's
the part we all
I
saw.
already talked to Caleb. And then like, oh, we're sending it to David. I'm like, holy shit! It was so fucking scary.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah, because we were able to see that, like, that's on YouTube, that part of the interview, right? When
Yeah.
you walked in, Caleb's like, I already hired him. So, like, you know, and then don't make us look bad. And I'm like, okay, so what actually happened for you to already be hired? Did you actually only have to run down the block?
I literally ran down the street, and then he was like, "Oh, I like you. You're hired." And then I was rolling with Caleb for a while, and then we worked out. And then I think because I was like literally like actually I think a few months after I got hired, they like changed the internship laws in New York where you had to be paid. Like back then, anybody could just hire anybody. Like Riggs just randomly saw an email from Robbie Fox that hired Robbie Fox.
Oh, fuck.
So like I was theoretically wasn't a Barstool employee for like a month or two, and then I remember Dave liked what I was doing. He called me into his office one like random like Wednesday, and he was just like, "Oh, we're gonna put you on the intern payroll." I was like, "Holy shit, awesome!"
Fuck.
So then they brought me into the Super Bowl that February 2017, and they were like, "Oh, you can go full time if you want." I want to do that, but then my mom was like, "No, I just want to finish school," and I was like, "You know what? Fuck it, I'm done. I can't do this anymore." Because let me tell you, going to school when you're working at Barstool, it's like you can't do it. I don't know
No,
how
for sure.
like Tommy Smokes finished. He finished one semester left when he like went off. I was like, I don't really know how you could do it. Like it's impossible because that's what I was telling my mom. If she wanted me to drop out she didn't want me to drop out, of course. But I'm saying the point of college is to get your dream job. If you already have your dream job, then what are you doing college for? Like I remember sitting in math class, and Asa and like there were some celebrities at the office, and Asa was like doing a marathon. And they were like, "Oh, like where's Glenny? Where's Glenny?" I'm like, "I'm literally in the back of my math class right now." I'm like, "What am I doing here?" so then I dropped out, and then eventually I went. And that summer I went full time, and now we're a long time later. Fucking crazy. 3 years later.
Yeah, like 3 years later. That's it. Well, you and like I said, Asa. I mean, I've seen a lot of content with you guys. I mean, Lisa
I
Ann
know.
too. Like, I don't know,
I'm
you hit it
supposed to
off
have-
pretty
I'm
well.
supposed to have lunch with Lisa Ann tomorrow, but she's fucking ghosting me.
Oh,
Aw.
That's what we were worried you were gonna do to us.
Hey, if I said we're to be somewhere, I said we're to be somewhere.
Yeah.
so
But no, what were we saying?
I was gonna say you go from 3 degenerates before, and then a porn star the next day.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know. She gave me some bullshit about the weather. When last week this was her idea. She wanted to do it last week, and then she canceled on me the night before. And then I was like, "Oh, you want to do it this week, this Friday?" And she was like, "Oh, weather permitting, I'll let you know." No text yet. Fucking ridiculous.
He's there just fucking scrolling, refreshing the
I
weather
know.
app. Like, no rain still. What's going on? Where's the text?
Whatever, Lisa. But yeah, just waiting for her to respond, which she's not doing. It's a shame.
She's kind of a big deal, I guess. She's a little bit busier than us. So.
And then she texted me to assure me she'll get back to me. Hasn't gotten back to me.
Fuck. Well, I hope she pulls through for you, honestly.
That's it.
I appreciate that.
She better pull through here.
We'll be
I
checking your
appreciate
content tomorrow to make sure.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
it.
Will definitely be on my Instagram story. If so, we'll see.
There
Thank
you
God
go.
it's not on a game day for the Rangers here, eh? You might have
Saturday.
NHL's back, man.
I don't even want to think about that. I'm terrified. Are you guys in it? I don't even know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Montreal. Yeah,
We're Habs
I'm
fans.
playing
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. We're playing Pittsburgh.
I know you're Habs fans. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I'm like, that's the thing with me. Like, I love hockey. I love watching hockey, but it's so not my favorite sport. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I
Like
feel you.
the Rangers are by far my favorite team, but it's so not my favorite sport.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So I
it.
could hop on because the Habs are like the only like sports team I love and I really like, but I prefer to watch NFL or any
Yeah.
football really. And I don't even have a team that I enjoy watching for when it comes to football or NBA, but I just like watching that sport more, even though I'm a diehard Habs fan. So
Yeah, exactly.
it's a weird position to be in.
Like I saw the hockey people at work tweeting like, "Oh, hockey's back! Can't wait to watch this like Sharks Canucks game at 10:30." I'm like, all right, I'm not getting that too much into it.
Yeah.
But Rangers playoffs, like, my God, like that's like, that's the danger zone. I know we've
playoffs, so.
kicked your ass a little bit in the past, which was fun, but
that's
probably my favorite. That's probably my favorite moment of my life, maybe actually, was that game. Was that game 5? No, game 4.
I think it was game 4.
It was the game 4 St. Louis goal. You're talking about Kreider running Price.
Yeah, they're talking about that, but
no,
I'm talking about the St. Louis overtime goal.
Yes, I don't think I heard the MSG that loud. I watched like a video of it like not too long ago because it was posted. They were posting like throwbacks and shit. And when St. Louis scored that goal against the Habs, it was like the crowd went nuts.
It was legitimately like the 2 best moments of my life. Probably that, no exaggeration, of my life. That, like the happiest, or that I don't know if you guys remember this in 2015 when Derek Stepan scored that Game 7 goal against the Capitals. Woo! Woo!
Yeah.
That was
coming
back from down 3-1. Oh, baby. That was beautiful.
Not to get it confused here. I'm not a Habs fan. I hate the Habs. I'm a Leafs fan overall, but we won't get into the heartbreak.
Are you from Montreal as well?
Yeah, but
he's a trader. He's a trader.
Yeah, how'd you get into the Leafs life?
Matt Sundin. I was a big Sundin fan when I was younger. And then I got my first jersey when I was younger. And then ever since, I mean, I've seen all the heartbreaks over the years and not seen playoffs until I was like fucking 20. So, I mean, it's fucking rough. So
here we go.
I will say I've gone to a few games at the Center Bell or Bell Center, whatever the fuck you guys call it.
Yeah.
Very cool place. Probably one of my favorite places to watch a hockey game. Very, very cool place.
I think they were just ranked 2nd in the league or something.
I love the French announcer. It's great. I love hearing everything in French.
It's different from like when you don't hear the French every day or whatnot. So
it's funny for us. We like to go away and not hear the French. Signs in English.
Yeah. So man, I gotta remember who was the coach the Canadians hired a few years ago that you didn't speak French. They made it like it was such a big deal that they hired a non-French speaking coach. I forgot who it was. Or like didn't they didn't even hire him. I forgot what it was. It was like a big deal because he wasn't French speaking.
Yeah, Kirk Muller or something.
Something like that. He was lined up. Yeah, but all the fucking coaches are French. Like it's ridiculous. And
you
always
have to.
The French players, even if they're not the best ones. I'm like, Jesus Christ, where do you draw the line? Like, don't you want to win some fucking games? Who cares what language they speak?
So you were saying you're a big CFL guy. I mean NFL guy. Do you like the CFL?
Yeah, it's hard to watch the CFL when there's college football and NFL going on.
You're a college football guy. I mean, I'm a college football guy too.
Well, I'm bigger. Yeah, I'm bigger into NFL. For football overall, CFL would definitely be at the bottom of my list.
I used to be like, growing up, my dad would tell me, "Oh, college football's better." And now that I'm of 8, that I'm like older, I'm like, where have I been this whole life? College football is, oh god, I fucking love it.
So entertaining.
Are you guys like? Like for example, let's say it's the college football playoff, Oklahoma against Bama. Are like all the bars in Montreal playing that?
Yeah, that shit's being played. Anywhere with a TV, they'll be playing it. If there's a Habs game at the same time, depending on the time of year, some TVs will have the hockey game, of course. But yeah, all the big sports games, everything like that, they're always being played. So
yeah, especially like pubs, like Irish pubs, they make sure like they play the college football. They play Sundays are just wild, like they have 3 different NFL games going on, and it's actually pretty awesome. That's why I mean, like there's a lot of people that come out of town and be like, hey, I want to watch the game, and then they go into a pub and like, oh fuck, it's actually playing. You know what I mean?
Do you guys have any pro teams that you like outside of the Montreal teams?
Honestly, not. I like the Habs. Like, I mean, we don't have too much. Like, we don't have obviously baseball anymore. I mean, so.
I know. I was saying you were a big NFL guy. Like, do you care about a team, or you just like it for the
NFL?
sport?
No, that's what I was saying earlier. I don't have like a team I really like. I mean, I'm huge into fantasy football, so I kind of just base it on that. But I don't know. I like the Seahawks. I like to watch them do well. I liked watching the Packers a little bit, but nothing. No diehard fans for anything. I only really got into football maybe like 5-6 years ago. So
yeah, I mean, football. There's nothing like football. It's
what's your team?
I'm a
Giants.
See, like down here, because we're in New York, we have 9 friggin' teams in the area.
Yeah, fuck.
So it's usually Yankees, Giants, Rangers, and then Mets, Jets, Islanders. With the everyone's a Knicks fan because the Nets, like, legitimately, I've never seen a team like that. Like, I don't know a Nets fan. Legitimately, I don't know a Nets fan.
Yeah,
I take that back. I know 3 Nets fans. I know 3 Nets fans that like actually follow the team. Like, I don't know who goes to the games. I don't know. I have no idea. You don't see people around here like wearing Nets merchandise, like nothing. But it's crazy. Like, they're so underappreciated. But what do you call it? So yeah, it's usually Rangers, Giants, Yankees, Jets, Mets, Islanders, and then I'm the Rangers, Giants, Yankees. But my family is from originally Corona, Queens, which is where Shea Stadium used to be. So we're all Mets fans. So we're Mets, Giants, Mets, Giants, Rangers.
That's wild, man. Just having all those teams.
Dude,
we have the Habs and Alouettes. Oh fuck.
You know, honestly, not even for that. It's more of I'm very jealous of teams like when they do very good, that everyone in the city is rooting for them, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's
like,
it.
New York doesn't have that. I would love to, like, for example, me and Frankie always argue at work that the Rangers and Islanders rivalry is low-key the best in pro sports because it's the same people interacting. It's in division, and it's, like, it's crazy. Rangers and Islanders is nuts. And I think no one talks about it. It's awesome. Our Rangers Islanders game, because there's so many Rangers fans here on Long Island. So, like, when the Rangers play at the Islanders Arena, the Coliseum, it's fucking sick. Yeah. It's like 50-50. It's like all just these Long Island town drunks just going at each other's heads.
Fucking love it.
It's amazing. It's so much fun. And so that's the best. It's such a great rivalry. So, like, forefront's on there. It's fun. But then again, I wish, let's say the Rangers are in the Cup, I wish all my friends could hang out and watch the games together. But you can't.
Yeah. Montreal, we literally have, like, nothing. We have the Habs, and then our next best thing might be MLS, the Montreal Impact, and then the CFL, the Alouettes. And those last 2 teams, like, who the fuck are they? You know, like, no one really watches that.
How about the friggin' what about the McGill football team?
McGill,
yeah.
It's
Canadian college football.
Yeah, it's.
Didn't that guy on the Chiefs play there?
Yeah,
man. He actually was the first player in NFL to opt out for COVID this year.
Yeah, I know my Montreal history.
Yeah,
Come on,
like
you really love Montreal, eh?
I literally love Montreal. It's a favorite place. Like, it's a favorite place.
But I am disappointed that you didn't go to a nice pub or a nice bar, man.
I tried. You don't think I tried?
I mean, yeah, but fuck, it's like cafe.
But like now I'm older. Where me and my friends, if we all went, we'd probably get a table at a club, which I would very much love to do. But we haven't had enough of us to do that. The last time we had like 5+ of us go was, I think, 2015, and we were all 19.
Yeah.
A few times I've gone since, it's only been like 1 or 2 guys.
That's it. But you can still have a good time, man.
Absolutely. If you can make it on like a Sunday, I know Barstool. I mean, I don't know how crazy it would be if you can get like a weekend off for football season.
You guys are hyping up this Montreal Sunday fun days.
Yeah.
Dude, Sunday we're at the pub by 11 a.m. and we're just ripping. We're good friends with the bartender. We're there all day. We're just placing bets all day long, watching every football game. You know, drinking, eating. Yeah. It's a blast. So if you ever make it to one of those, we'll treat you to a very good time.
I tried to last until the 8:30 game, but when you know the bartender, it's a bit tough.
No, you can't. Just throw the 8:30 game out the water. You can't even make it. Just fuck the 8:30 game.
Yeah,
I saw a tweet that went viral a few weeks ago. It's just like you hear that music, you're just thinking about school the next day. I don't even like Sunday Night Football.
Sometimes I don't even make it to the Monday night game, depending on how the Sunday goes.
Sunday football though, like I said, I love college football a little more. But Sunday football's scary, man. You get into it earlier, and then you just see that whole slate of 4 o'clock games, and you're just like, holy fuck. Especially if the Giants are playing at 4.
Yeah,
like, that's the thing for me, too. It's so, like I have a conundrum this Saturday. I got the Rangers. My best friends, they have a band. They're a singer and a guitarist. And, like, New York, like I said, we're doing pretty good. So we could go to, like, an outdoor bar. They could play outdoors.
Awesome.
And we could hang out at the bar and watch them. So I got that Saturday night. But I got the Rangers at noon. Like, I got to start drinking at, like, 10 a.m.
Yeah.
So like I don't know how I'm gonna fucking like make this work, but I'm jealous of the Islanders. Those Islander fuckers at the 4 o'clock game. You know what I do for the 4 o'clock game?
I know, fuck. And then, I mean, I wouldn't even give the Islanders. I would give them 12 each day. Like, get them out of here. Fuck.
I feel like the Rangers should not be the 12 o'clock, but the Rangers are 12, which sucks. Because like I haven't watched the Rangers sober since before I started drinking. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
I have not watched the Rangers playoff game sober since before I started drinking.
You really need a drink while watching a playoff game, man.
Oh my
That's
god,
impossible.
it's oh my god. I mean, it's its own level. I always tell my parents, like me and my parent, like my whole family's big sports fans. I always ask them two things. I'm like, how the fuck did you guys live and not die through? Do you guys like know baseball history at all? I'm sorry, I feel like an asshole asking this.
No, I know a little
Like,
bit.
A little bit.
But like 1986, Mets Red Sox. Mets are bottom of the 10th. It's game 6. Mets are 1 out. I mean, literally a strike away from elimination. Down 2 runs. And they string a rally if it's 2-out rally. Then the ball goes through Buckner's legs and they win the game. I'm like, how the fuck do you live through that? Baseball. And then the Rangers in 1994 with the Stefan Matteau goal, double overtime, elimination game. I mean, my only overtime elimination game was the game the Rangers lost the cup on when Martinez scored the goal. And I legitimately was 18 years old. I cried like a fucking 3-year-old.
Wow. Yeah, fuck,
Like
I could imagine.
3-year-old.
Yeah.
To
That's
win
so
the
tough.
cup off
And-
Lundqvist's fucking pad right
And
to
it was such a bad series too. I fucking hate even thinking about it. They were up. I think they were up 2 goals in both game 1 and game 2, and they fucking lost in overtime. We're like both.
choked. I mean,
But-
the king Lundqvist needs to have his cup sooner than later, man.
I mean,
One-
he's not getting it. So
Well, I
I'm
mean,
ready to go.
I think he's on the way out, honestly, or at least for the Rangers. I don't know.
3 solid goalies, you can't go wrong, man.
Fuck, man.
like-
You might not see him in that jersey for
But like
that
that's the
long.
thing with him. Like him, I hope he does like the Eli Manning and just like ends it. I hope he doesn't keep like trying to play. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, you hate
That's
to
the
see
sad
it.
part. It was
Hate
very
to see
like
a guy
it's different though for Eli because he won 2 Super Bowls, so whatever. But Henrik, I mean, he's what was he born? March 1982.
I want to
So
get
he's
Fuck.
38. He just turned 38. I mean, call it a day. Hopefully.
Yeah.
No,
you don't want
that's
him
it.
to, leave and then just not do well somewhere else and end might as well just not do well where you started and played your whole career.
It is a shame that he doesn't have a cup, but I know a goalie's a big deal. But people in sports, one of my favorite sports arguments is like, what position should matter in sports if you have a cup? I don't really think a goalie should theoretically matter.
Yeah, I think goalie talks is different, because he'll still be known as one of the greatest ever with 0 championships. But you can't say the same for someone like a top center or even like NBA players.
Exactly,
Like that. Like Carey Price could still be one of the greatest to do it, and he's still one of the best right now, in my opinion. Maybe biased, but without him really doing much, after the regular season. So I don't know.
Like I got Brodeur with all his cups. Like he had fucking Scott Stevens in front of him for all of them. The Rangers have never had even a good defenseman in front of Frederick.
That's it. He had
But,
Stevens, he had Niedermeyer, like he had it. He had it all.
They were stacked. Fuck.
So that's the thing, goalie. And then you get into other things. Like my favorite argument that really riles people up is I hate that people give Derek Jeter credit for 5 rings.
Yeah. Baseball is different when it
It's
comes
baseball.
to that, though.
It's baseball.
Exactly. It's just so much like that goes into
Derek
it.
Jeter is like, I know they're a championship team, but Derek Jeter is such a small part of the fucking baseball team that should 5 rings really matter? No. There's 5 starters. There's 10 relievers. There's a closer. There's 9 guys. Like, it's
So much
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really should only matter, I think, for a quarterback and like basketball grades. That's really the only ones that should matter.
Yeah. Basketball for sure, because I mean you're on the court with only 4 other guys. Like you can take over that game
I mean,
easily.
basketball, pretty much every historically great player has won. The few off the top of my head that hasn't, Charles Barkley and Karl Malone. That's pretty much it. Everyone else has won.
Everyone else has done it. Yeah,
That's it. Like
it's easier. It's as much. I mean, I'm not
a
gonna say
player
it's
could
easy
take
to
over
win
that
it,
series,
but
no
it's probably not the hardest championship to win. Sorry to the NBA fans out there, but I mean, it's not easy. I'll never say that. I'm no athlete myself, but but it's definitely not the hardest one.
yeah, I can't dribble a ball for the life of me. Fuck.
I mean, that's the thing. It's not like hockey. I know hockey the last, 10, 15 years. We've seen the big teams win, the Red Wings, the Penguins, the Blackhawks, blah, blah, blah. But they also get key teams like the fucking Hurricanes, the Lightning, the
Yeah.
Red Oil. Like, so
Anaheim.
shit happens. At least shit happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So, I mean, we had the Blackhawks win several in a row, but like you won't see like for example, for NBA, Golden State, they won like 3 in a row, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won 3.
And they made the finals like 5 years in a row. Like,
Yeah.
okay. Like you're rolling through that fucking league, no problem. So
Yeah, well, NBA is it's a whole new beast because like all these super teams. Like, it's not hard to build a super team in the NBA. You need fucking 3 or 4 studs, and that's a super team. Especially if you have guys like LeBron, who maybe takes a 1 to 2 minute break every game, which is, he's essentially on the whole time. And I don't know, it's a lot easier. Hockey, there's so many different pieces that go into it, and a lot more, injury prone too.
Yeah, well, in the NBA, players they seek out teams and they go to them when their contract's up. In the NHL, you rarely see that happen.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is allowed on the podcast, but I think on yours it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna go make a drink. I'll be back in like a minute.
I was
All
wondering.
right, no problem. That's what we want. That's what we want to hear.
I need another drink too. Fuck.
Yeah, I think I might grab a drink.
That's
drink.
perfect timing. I just got one delivered, man. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go grab a drink too.
Let's go. A little intermission.
Yeah, a little intermission. I love it.
Let's go.
Well, my drinks are right next to me, so I'm not going far. But
Not a big stretch. You didn't even take the headphones off.
I'm already out of breath, fuck. But
Hey, turn the AC off for the audio, and now I see the beads coming down the forehead.
it's a bit fucking too late now, eh?
Love it.
Fuck.
All right, we're back.
We all needed a drink too. Fuck, we didn't
We're
want to be the one there.
Yeah.
I know. I noticed a few you finished while I was talking. I was like, shit. I mean, I know these guys know they can go grab one. You can take a drink break.
Absolutely. Well, all these sports have intermissions. Why can't we, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So what are you drinking there?
A little vodka soda.
Oh,
vodka
he's
soda
Kyle
guy.
over here.
We won't ask you to chug it.
No, I just pulled a full one. I just poured a full one. I drink 3-shot vodka sodas. I had my first one at friggin' 7:50. So I just had 3 shots in like 40 minutes. So when I'm home, that's what I drink. But yeah, I've been on the vodka soda train for like a year now, year and a half. It's quite nice. I used to be the biggest beer guy in the world. Like I noticed all you guys drinking beers.
Yeah.
But I was like, listen, I got to watch the figure in some realm.
Dude, that was me. That was
In
me.
some realm.
I made this switch 3-4 months ago during quarantine. I was just drinking way too much. So I'm like, fuck it, vodka sodas, low cal. I got to fit in this Hawaiian shirt.
Exactly. I mean, the amount of friggin' amount of beers I used to drink in a night,
Yeah, it's bad.
fucking unruly. And like Bud Heavies, like heavy beer. It was disgusting. And then I tried to do the vodka sodas a little bit, and I got into them, and I'm like, you know what? This is pretty great. Like you go to the bathroom way less because when you think about it, if I have 3 vodka sodas in like a 16-ounce glass at a pregame, or if I have 10 beers, that's 48 ounces to 120 ounces.
Yeah.
So you just so much less liquid entering your body. You feel better when you're out. It's just great. You get a
This
little more
is me
drunk.
as a drinker. Literally, I'm the worst. Like I have like 3 beers, and I'm just pissing after every single beer. Once
It's
I break
fun.
And then
fucking rough.
when you're at a bar, when you're getting the beers going, you
Oh
break
my
the seal.
God.
You got to go over to every beer.
It's-
And my favorite bar, I can't go now, of course, but in the summer, my favorite bar, this place called the Inn in Long Beach, New York. It's the best bar in the world, but it's fucking packed sometimes, and you got to just fight through people to go to bed. It's the worst.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, the vodka soda train, I love it. I love the vodka soda train.
Can't get into it, man. I don't know what it is, but I'm not a big vodka guy overall.
Honestly,
but
let me give you a little tipski here for you. I don't know if you have this shit in Canada, but you have Polar Seltzer.
Yeah, we
Seltzer,
do.
Yeah.
yeah.
You get orange vanilla Polar Seltzer, mix it with vodka, chef's kiss.
That sounds actually sounds phenomenal.
What do you rate it?
It's like 0 calories, whatever, but it tastes like a fucking vanilla ice cream cone. It's amazing. It's legitimately awesome. I just stock up on orange vanilla seltzer all day long. But yeah, it's great. I do like the vodka sodas, and of course, not advertising.
Here comes the high noon.
But not advertising at all. It's legitimately the best alcoholic beverage I've ever had in my life. It's
High
so
noon?
fucking
Yeah.
good. It's so good.
Can't get it in Canada. You can't.
Nooners.
It's
Nooners.
I've been.
Dude.
I looked at the like LCBO and everything, liquor store, nothing.
dude.
Like, I see like obviously like Dave's like his stores and
No,
shit.
dude.
So I'm like, fuck. Where
I
can
can't even tell you how good it is. It's so good. I remember I had them the first time. We did a party at the Ainsworth in the city did a party at the Ainsworth in the city in November. It was for Alabama LSU, and they had high noons there. And I think it was before they even started advertising with us, but I think they were doing like some stuff with us, but not as big as they are now. And so that we were trying them, and I was like, this is fucking delicious. And then I started getting into it. They advertised with us, and I was just like, holy shit, like this. The peach high noon, I was saying the watermelon high noon already was the best beverage I ever had in my life. And then I tried the peach the peach is out of this world. So good. It's crazy.
I feel
Like,
disrespected in
it's
Canada.
legitimately, it's legitimately the perfect summer drink. Like I like to drink my vodka sodas at night or when I'm at a bar. But when I'm like hanging out in the day, 4 o'clock, I crack one open, sun's out.
Fucking right.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So
That's
good.
it. Those fruity drinks that I get made fun of for fucking drinking all the time.
Because
are
you're not
the
drinking them at
best.
the beach like we're talking about. You're drinking
Yeah.
fucking 9 o'clock at night in the studio. You're like, let me pull out this. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Blueberry something. Yeah, but I feel like in Canada, like, I don't know, man. I feel like neglected here. Like, there's so much shit that we don't have. And even like on Twitter, you're scrolling through, you go to watch a video from like ESPN, not available in your location. I'm like, where do you think I live? Like, we're in Canada. Like, where do you think I am right now? Like, there's so much shit that's not available.
I will say though, the few
super
times I've been
linked.
down there, like the Molson and the Bat's pretty decent.
It's not
It is.
bad. The beer is pretty good.
I don't
the
hate it.
cider is good too. The cider's pretty good.
What are you drinking right now? I see you with a little green bottle.
It's just some
The
Heineken that I had
Heineken.
chilling. Yeah, but
I
I'm
can't-
mostly a red beer kind of guy. So
Yeah.
Oh, that's like an amber ale or some shit.
yeah, exactly.
That's it. And I'm usually just a beer drinker. I don't really drink hard shit, but I mean, I get into that Pink Whitney once in a while, and that's the only hard shit I could drink, man.
That's dangerous.
It's so dangerous.
I stay away from that.
Pink
Yeah.
Whitney's good. Pink Whitney's very, very good.
You got did a great job, but that's the only vodka I can drink. The rest, forget about it.
No, me neither.
Well, I'm not really good with liquor at all. Like the vodka sodas I can handle because you kind of don't taste it. But like I can't. If you just handed me a shot, I really can't do a shot well. Like I'm so fucking crazy in my head. If I'm having a vodka soda in my hand and someone buys me a shot of vodka, I take the shot of vodka, then chase a shot of vodka with vodka soda.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of
I like
soda
it.
that really gets you there, though.
That's
That's
it.
what you need sometimes.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't taste exact. I'm bad with liquor. I mean, I always say, friggin'. I always say, friggin'.
Worth it.
When I was friggin' probably 7, I was a little late bloomer to drinking actually. I started drinking. The first night I got drunk was I'm very good with dates, so don't make fun of me. October 27th, 2012, and I was about just had turned 16
Oh, I just
in
turned
August.
17.
In August,
Yeah,
I had just turned 16, and friggin'. It was this place called Haunted Coliseum. So I remember I used to tell my friends all the time, I go, I'm never going to drink. Can't wait to be designated driver when I get my license. Like, drinking's for losers. And then the one night, this place, Haunted Coliseum. So it was at Nassau Coliseum where the Islanders play. Most ridiculous night in Long Island history. Legitimately the most ridiculous night in Long Island history. It was these 3 DJs. I forgot who it was. It was like someone like named Alesso or like Sebastian Grosso, people like that. And just the debauchery that happened at this thing. The first time I was ever drunk, to walk in there was like girls in thongs, kids throwing up, like people like literally fucking like on the floor. And then I got lost. I find my friends finally, like an hour or 2 in. I get lost. I find my friends. The cops come on the stage. They shut it down. And they're like, oh, the concert over. I'm like, oh, I think this is probably like a thing where like, oh, we're shutting it down and then the beat's going to drop and everyone's going to go wild. No, place got shut down. Someone tried to land a helicopter outside the fucking Coliseum. Some old guy tried to land a helicopter, like literally like in the walkway. So the cops had to shut it down. They hospitalized like I don't even know how many kids for underage drinking. It was legitimately the craziest night in Long Island history. And that was the first night I drank and got drunk. And I was like, you know what? Kind of like it.
Well, fuck, if that's your introduction to it.
And it's been downhill ever since. So then what I was going to say is the one night I was at a party when I was probably like 17, 18. And I was like with kids I really didn't know, so I'll admit I was trying to be a little cool. Like I finished a bottle of Jack and Fireball. Not that I finished a bottle; they were just like the ends of each bottle, and I like took it and finished both of them. And that night I threw up all over when I got home, but I can't drink either now. Like I just get the whiff of Jack. I get the whiff of Jack, and I can't even do it.
Me with tequila. I can't touch tequila.
They came out with Jack Fireball.
Yeah, that's it.
Literally my worst nightmare. Literally my worst nightmare.
The 2 things that will kill you, they put them together, and there you go.
And Fireball, I know it's like sugary when you drink it, you just feel Fireball like traveling down you. It's I hate Fireball.
It's too sweet.
I'm not
for
a
me,
Fireball guy. It's gross.
You said you're not a big drinker, and I was wondering at what point in your life, when after drinking, of course, did Guy Fieri say you chug like a pussy?
So that's like a favorite story ever. But
That's it, because
I'm curious.
I heard about it, but I don't know how it happened.
So we were at a Super Bowl party, and we're at a Super Bowl party, and like I'm a huge Guy Fieri guy. So that day, earlier in the day, Caleb, we had like a big guest list, whatever, and Caleb would come up to me. He's like, "Yo, Glenn, you know your boy Guy Fieri is coming tonight." I was like, what'd you say? He was like Guy Fieri. I was like, Guy Fieri? And he was like, yes, that guy. I was like, holy shit. Like I was horrified because this is also like my first like big like celebrity intro to Barstool. Like I haven't really met many people before this, and we go to this party that night, and Mike Stud was on stage. Mike Stud was on stage, and I'm like on stage like because we had the all access passes, so me and a few other guys like fuck it, let's go on stage, and like we knew Mike Stud was, we were talking before whatever, and then I'm like on stage with him, he's rapping or whatever, and I'm like hand in hand, like arm in arm with like Johnny Manziel, like rocking off, like what the fuck is happening? It's just like me and Johnny Manziel, and then Mike Stud calls me on stage to chug with him.
Oh, fuck.
And I'm a bad chugger. I'll admit I'm a bad chugger. I'm a weird psychological drinker. Like if I'm playing a game of flip cup, I could chug very well. But if you just handed me a cup of beer and said chug this, I couldn't do it.
You don't want to let your teammates down.
It's like a mental competition thing.
Yeah.
But so he hands me a fucking Stella bottle. Literally, I can't even imagine a worse thing to chug. A Stella Artois bottle.
Yeah.
And I get through like half of it, and I'm like, I can't finish this. So I'm like walking off stage with my head down, and like keep in mind, like all night I was like, "Where's Guy Fieri? Where's Guy Fieri?" Walking off stage with my head down, I feel somebody just like hit me a little bit. I look up, and I see the frosted tips, and I was like,
I know those frosted tips.
And he just looks at me, he's like, "You chug like a fucking pussy," and I was like, "What?"
That's amazing.
So that's your introduction right there.
It was unbelievable. He just goes, "You chug like a fucking pussy," and I was like, "Holy shit!"
You're like, "Thank you."
It was awesome, and it was so funny because he was like friggin' the only one. He came apparently all he wanted to do was just find Johnny Manziel. That was apparently all he wanted to do, was just track down Johnny Manziel.
That's amazing.
But I mean, it was crazy. I'm still on a quest to do some sort of content with Guy. Hopefully, it will happen. I don't know if it will.
Hey,
But-
booze and burgers, that could be your chance right there. I don't know.
It's on my list. I really do want to do something with Guy. I mean, I can't even tell you this quarantine how much it was just how much Guy Fieri stuff I watched this quarantine.
Yeah.
He is good. A lot of people hate him, man. I don't know why. Like,
Dude, there's some people out there that just hate shit because people hate it.
yeah,
I've been tweeting about this a lot. I doubt you guys care because you are from Canada, but you're still like rational humans. But like, I love Nickelback. Like, I love.
Oh
Nickelback.
my God.
Me too.
Let's go.
Yeah,
I
I'm
went-
with it.
I went to a Nickelback concert when they came here. It was fucking
I
horrible.
went last year too. It was fucking sick.
He said it's horrible.
It was horrible, man.
It was sick.
Punk's mom is the biggest Nickelback fan you'll ever meet. So
Like, fuck. She
That's
loves
probably why he
Chad
hates it.
Kroger, man. Chad Kroger is like something else for
didn't it get voted like ugliest like male or some shit like that, or
Shit.
something ridiculous in one of those magazines, and she had like a heartbreak, man. I felt so bad.
Yeah, he is fucking hideous. So, but and Nickelback's like they have like decent music, but like you hate them.
Well, that's
Like,
the thing. That's just a
People
culture,
love
right?
people love to hate them. That's why.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
enough people say they don't like it, more people will just say, "Yeah, you're right. I hate it. They
Yeah.
suck."
Yeah,
Next,
exactly.
you know, they're singing their songs. Oh no, I hate these guys. Change the channel. Like, you don't fucking know.
They sing it.
They're just so good. They're such a great rock band. Like people hate them for no reason. And Guy Fieri, people hate him because like here's the thing that pisses me off. Like Anthony Bourdain, I love Anthony Bourdain. I love his shit. I love his shows. Rest in peace, of course. But I remember one time I saw him in an interview, and he was saying the epitome of like assholeness in America, some crazy shit like that, was he saw Guy Fieri tweet that he was on his way to a Nickelback concert. And I was like, you know what, Bourdain, if you can't just sit back and enjoy Guy and Nickelback, like, come on. They're too – it's like Entourage. I just rewatched Entourage. People hate Entourage. If you can't just fucking, like, take the stick out of your ass and sit down and enjoy Entourage, like, what are you doing with your life?
You had Jerry Ferrera on one podcast that I saw or something, and he ripped you for not.
Yeah, we played video games with them. But that's probably, like, one of the most surreal things. It's like I'm, like, half friends with, like, Jerry Ferrara.
He's awesome. Even in Power, he was fucking phenomenal.
Like
in
I'm
that
the
too.
biggest Entourage fan in the world. I love Entourage. And, like, I always say, whenever people ask me, like, who you're most starstruck by that you've met, I actually haven't even met Jerry. But I've seen Jerry in the office, and, like, I quiver away. Him, the cast of Jersey Shore.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
Whenever they're in the office, I legit put my head down. I'm like, I can't even look at these people. Like,
Jersey
I'm
Shore,
too
I love it.
starstruck. And Artie Lang. I love Artie Lang. And I remember one day he was doing a podcast and with KFC, and he walked right past me. I literally just threw my head down. I was like, holy fuck, I can't look at Artie. I love Artie. There's a few people I'm starstruck with. Like I could be fine with the most famous person, but like someone I really love, I'll be freaked the fuck out.
Yeah,
That's
it's weird
it.
like that, man. Because if you don't give a shit and like everyone's like, "Holy shit!" Like it's this person, you're like, well, it's not a big deal. Then someone who's like much smaller than that person, you're like,
No, and that's
don't
like that's
fucking
just
look
like
at
your,
me.
not just like your guy. I'm like, holy
yeah,
shit.
you're like, "Holy shit, this is my dude." Like I want to talk to him, but I can't. You know?
I'm trying to think of like the most famous person I've met that like I didn't really like get starstruck about. I can't even think of it off the top of my head.
You guys had a lot of people in office too, eh? So
That's how non-starstruck you were. You don't remember who it was.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we
That's
don't
when you know.
really talk to everybody. I'm trying to think. I was pretty starstruck by the situation. Like the situation, I was
Yeah.
the day the Jersey Shore cast came in, it was like the Beatles came. Like the office shut down. It was unbelievable. I mean, because once again, I don't know about you guys up there, but Jersey Shore was legitimately the biggest thing like in the country for like 2 years.
It was huge.
Yeah.
It was
Like-
huge.
Yeah,
It was
I've been
unbelievable.
watching. Yeah, that's it. Mostly, like my girlfriend's a fucking massive fan of it, so that's why I've been watching it. The most recent stuff, but like when we were in high school, that shit was always playing. You know, like every Thursday or whatever it was, MTV. I'm like, oh fuck, might as well put it on. It's entertainment. People are gonna be talking about tomorrow, and then you catch yourself like you want to be like, this is so stupid, but you're like, they're literally doing what I would love to be doing with a group of my closest friends.
That's
So,
it.
like,
No, like I can't even tell you, dude.
it's
Like
just jealousy.
like I know the people that like are in the show. Like KFC always says this too. Like growing up here in New York, New Jersey, you see like the Guidos. Like I'm Italian, so I can say Guido, but you see the Guidos, and like it's insane. The people are nuts. But the rest of the country didn't know like the Guido like subculture life, and they were introduced to it, and they were just like it was like they were like aliens, which is right. Like they're literally aliens. It's unbelievable. If any of you guys haven't seen it, you got to watch like seasons 1, 2, and 3. It's
Oh, those are the
must-watch
best.
TV.
Yeah.
Dude,
It's so good.
It's so fucking.
It really is so
It's
good.
classic. Yeah, it is. But
Like I was looking at it today. There's a show on MTV now called Double Shot at Love,
Oh my god.
and it's like Vinny and DJ Pauly D, and it's like all these
Yeah.
girls that they like, date, whatever. And I saw they were doing a promo tonight of these 2 girls fighting, and it was just like them like gingerly yelling at each other. And I was like, I said it to my friends in my group chat. I was like, literally 10 years ago in Jersey Shore, Angelina and Snooki had like a 10-round bout in the living room.
Yeah.
Like,
Situation puts his head through a fucking wall or tries to.
Yeah.
Like,
that's so good. I love Jersey Shore, but that's like Jersey Shore Entourage, like Sopranos. I love. Like if I ever saw one of those guys, I'd be terrified.
that's
Yeah,
it.
for
I
sure.
saw that you've been really big on the because you kind of got onto it pretty late, but then you've watched it like 500 times since.
Yep. Like October 2017 was the first time I watched Sopranos. I've watched it like 6, 7 times since.
Jesus Christ.
And but Sopranos is like the biggest thing in Quartz. People fucking love Sopranos. Like Sopranos memes play on Twitter. People love Sopranos.
Yeah.
It's a cultural
Yeah.
phenomenon. It's so funny. But like James, like obviously I can't. But if like I saw James Gandolfini walking down the street, I would faint.
yeah.
Him and like Billy Joel. If I saw Billy Joel, I would literally faint.
Hey, rightfully so. rightfully
Yeah.
so. But yeah.
There's always those people like that, so you can't. I'm not judging you whatsoever.
Yeah. But like that's what I mean. Like let's say I'm walking. Let's say like Brad Pitt comes in the office. I don't think I really care.
Really.
Honestly, yeah. The only reason I would be like, oh, get a photo so I could be like, someone I know will be like, yo, that really likes him. Be like, look, I met Brad Pitt. Like, this is
Yeah.
more for you than it was for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
your-
I
for
couldn't
your
care less
girlfriend.
about him. I don't even really like his movies that much, whatever. But like, this is more for you than it is for me. But yeah, man, that's celebrities. They're always on a pedestal, but it's so crazy to think of like the ones that you barely even know could be the ones that get you the most fired up over. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's literally like I said.
Well-
Jerry Ferrara, Jersey Shore, Artie Lang. Those are the people that I've been legitimately terrified of.
So you gotta get Ferrera with you or something. I know you play games on with him and shit.
Yeah, like we talk, we DM sometimes, but like every
That's
time
awesome.
every time I've seen him at the office, like I like run away from him. Like I can't like go up to Turtle and like talk to Turtle.
it's like when you
I
would
love
like
it.
always message like your crush or whatever online and shit, then you
Then
see
you see them.
or you don't talk to them. It's
Yeah,
one of
like,
those.
can you imagine like oh my god, like I just love Entourage. It would be terrifying. I can't do it.
Be like, I don't want to ruin this for me. If I talk to a person, you might not fucking DM me back ever again. It could be that
Exactly.
bad. Like I could faint right in front of you.
Exactly. But
I know
like,
what happens.
but then like there's people that like freak out over. One thing I've noticed, people freak out over the porn stars. And
Yeah.
all the porn
Yeah.
stars are sweethearts. And we were talking earlier, like if you just talk to them like your regular personality, they love it.
Yeah.
I feel like they're the most like down to earth people. And like, not that I fucking know a bunch
Yeah,
of
no.
people like that, but
Honestly,
it
like
feels so real.
like
His
honestly,
girlfriend listens.
Asa is friggin' one of the most like genuinely just great people I've ever met in my life. I fucking love Asa.
Wow.
And that's the thing too, because once you see them do like different types of content that's not that work, you're like, holy shit, like you really see them like as, I don't know,
Like
completely
the one thing that
different.
annoys me is Asa always told me she was married at the time when she was working with us. She's married again now, but she would always tell me like outside of work she never cheated on her husband, and I believed her. I think she's probably, I still believe her. So like the amount of times I'm at a bar and people are just like, bro, did you ever fuck Asa? I'm like, I didn't. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And that's
I'm sorry to let
that's
you
like the
down.
most,
No, yeah,
that's
Because
that's
you
like
guys
the
are
most
doing a
sad
lot of
face you
content.
get. Yeah, no, that's like the most sad face I get. It's like, bro, did you fuck Asa? And it's like, no, she was married. And like, what do you mean she was married, bro? She fucks for a living. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
she's so hot.
I would have liked to, but I
Be
didn't.
like, maybe if you get into the industry, that would be your best chance, you know, because that'd be the only
Yeah.
time. So, but yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
it.
no, they're all great. Everyone, like her, Asa, Lisa, and Eva Lovia, all great.
Eva Lovia.
Lisa
Oh,
Ann's into sports and shit too. Doesn't she have like a
Yeah, she does fantasy
podcast?
football. She does everything. Fantasy football, baseball. She loves it.
Yeah, she works with. I think she's partnered with like Bovada and shit too.
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
crazy. Fuck.
Wild.
yeah.
It's so crazy to see. Like, you wouldn't think of her like a huge sports fan, and now she's doing like, she has podcasts and she's doing sponsors with like all these different online books and shit. And it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
It's what
I mean, they're-
you always wonder what the life after porn is, or you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, the same for an athlete. Like, what do you do after football? It's like, well, what do you do after this? And it's so crazy.
No,
wild.
yeah, you gotta keep it. You gotta keep the money rolling somehow, right? So
That's it. If you don't save well, you're fucked.
I'm sure Lisa Ann has saved wonderfully.
Yeah. So she's still doing pretty well as well. So.
There's one thing I wanted to touch on before we wrap this thing up. I just wanted to understand more about Barstool Hooligans and how you guys have an esports team and how that works and everything, and where we can watch you and all that kind of stuff.
So Barstool Hooligans is like our newest it's our only esports venture pretty much. Like our esports team. It's me, Smitty, and Hank. Formerly we had another guy. He is now departed. But it's me, Smitty, and Hank. And yeah, we're just trying to grind in the esports life. Like that's the thing. Like I personally don't even know much about it. I think
Okay.
like I remember I was doing a lot of the game time stuff with Smitty at the office, and then I grabbed the camera right as quarantine started and started streaming, and it just worked out well. It's been fun. So then one day they were just like, "Oh, we're making an esports team. You're on it." I was like, "Sounds good." Like I still don't know most of the esports terms, all that stuff. I have no idea, but I'm happy to be on it. It's a lot of fun. I love playing COD. I love doing horror streams. So yeah, I enjoy it. It's great. We got pretty
Awesome.
nice merch.
Oh fuck, absolutely. I was gonna say, if
Yeah.
it wasn't fucking a t-shirt's like $50 Canadian with the the dollar is just shit, but
Love it.
you have to cop some. Speaking
Yeah,
of merch,
the Canadian dollar scares me, man.
fuck, it was at like, what was it, $1.45 Canadian was
Yeah,
a
it was
dollar US
down.
like during the pandemic. But yeah, speaking of merch, we got a hoodie and t-shirt on the way to you, so maybe we'll see it one day on one of your streams.
I'll rock it. Trust me, I'll rock it.
I
Yeah.
love
I'm gonna turn that T-shirt into a tank top faster than you can imagine.
Fuck. That's it. We don't have Hawaiian shirts just yet, but we're working on them. I'll get a
If you
custom
ever get one, you let me know. I'll wear it.
Yeah.
Beauty.
You've been
That's
awesome,
the
man.
Hawaiian, that's the Hawaiian shirt life. Hey, thank you guys. I had a good time.
Yeah, thanks
Thanks,
a lot for
man.
coming
We
out. We
appreciate
really
it.
appreciate it. You're our
This was a
first
nice
guest
talk.
ever.
Well,
First
hey,
guest ever.
in a few weeks, if you need me again, I'm in. You guys are great.
Oh,
Sounds
fuck, let's
good.
go.
Don't forget when you come to Montreal, hit us up. We'll
Oh,
literally,
yeah.
Nice
I literally
bars.
100% will. Like you think I won't?
I hope
10,000% will.
2082. I'll see you, man.
Yeah.
Next summer, fingers crossed. Maybe next
Absolutely.
spring. Next spring, fingers crossed. I will definitely hit you guys up. But anyway, we'll talk before then. Thank you guys. I had a great time.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Cheers, man.
Take
Thank
care,
you.
Glenny. Thanks again.
Have a
Take
good
care,
night.
man. Cheers.
All right, boys, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed our special guests. Big thanks to Glenny for coming out. Don't forget you can catch us on our socials at OTL Pod on every major platform except for Twitter. You can catch us there at podcast_OTL. You could also catch us streaming every second Friday. We play dice on Twitch, as well as almost every Sunday we play Chell. You can catch us there as well. So thank you guys for coming out. Thank you for listening, and take care.